Hello. Welcome back to another live workout together. This one's going to be a lot of fun. This is a beginner focused strength training routine. Okay, so we're going to cover a lot of the basics, but you are still going to feel like you get a good workout. This is even going to be great if you're more intermediate advanced. Just pick a heavier dumbbell. That's a really great way to modify it up or down. Just change the amount of weight that you're using, okay? So all we need is one dumbbell today. That's it. I know previously I mentioned you might need a pair of dumbbells, but I decided let's just use one. And I'm pretty sure we can use the same weight for every exercise. It might be helpful to have a couple different weights handy to choose from, but we're gonna see if we can create it just a really efficient flow by just having one dumbbell. As always, we're going to begin with a really great, thorough, dynamic warm-up so that we feel every joint lubricating and getting warm and activating so that we're ready to go for the workout portion itself, and then we'll finish with a great stretch session, okay? So, if you're ready, let's head on over. We're going to start with our diagonal arm swings to begin warming up. So as you know, diagonal arm swings, these ones are awesome for posture, for getting your shoulders and upper body kind of moving and put back into the right position. So we're going to stand up straight, feet together, thumbs up, okay? So thumbs are pointing up to the sky. We're going to pull one thumb, so your thumbs are going to pull apart from each other, one arm a little high, one arm a little low, so you have this diagonal line. As you pull back, push your chest forward, and then we're going to spin the thumbs around so they now face each other, and then when they get close to each other, we're going to press your shoulder blades apart. So let's do that same side, press your chest through, and then round your shoulder blades. So we want to get as much movement and mobility out of your shoulder blades. You can picture them like they're plates sliding across your rib cage along your back. Let's switch directions now. So now this arm goes high, that arm goes low, thumbs pull together, thumbs pull apart. Squeeze and round. It should feel like you press forward and then round together. Press apart, round together. We're gonna go one more, and together. So now I want your hands on your hips, making sure that your tailbone is not slumped under or arched out behind you. Stand nice and neutral. Let's pick one knee up all the way to hip height. If you need to hold on to a wall, you can. We're going to open that knee like you're opening a door all the way out to the side, but your pelvis should not have moved. Let's swing it all the way around and set it back down. Do that again. Pick your knee up to hip height, open it out to the side as far as you can get it, and then swing it around. One more just like that. Pick your knee up, open it out, keep your heel as high as you can as you swing it around. Now let's come from behind. Do the same thing from behind. Pick it up, open, swing it around. Try to not tip around. You can hold onto a wall. Up, open, swing it around. Each revolution should feel like you can go a little bigger, a little deeper into that hip socket. Switch sides. We're going to pick this knee up, open out to the side, swing it around. Go again. Pick it up, open, swing it around. This is also working your balance as well as your hip mobility. Switch directions. Come from behind now. Swing it around a little bit bigger if you can without tipping. One more. Perfect. Okay, we're going to squat down into more of a bent over position. So booty goes out behind you. Your torso comes down towards the floor. Get really deep so that your fingertips can touch the floor. Once your fingertips are down here, reach one arm really high up to the sky, opening that rib cage up. Bring that hand back down, go the other direction, really big reach. Keep rotating. There's two, three, one more each side, 4, and 4. Now press through your legs to reach your arms up overhead. So now your thumbs are pointing back behind you and your arms are like a Y. Feet are planted in a good squat stance, squat width apart. Let's sit down into your squat, trying to keep your arms pointing straight up to the sky. Don't let them tip forward. Keep yourself upright and sit deep. 1, 2, 3. Keep your arms back. 4, 2 more. 5, and 6. Let your arms relax. Now we're going to do more of a balance exercise. Balancing on one leg. We're going to hinge into a single leg deadlift, so balancing on this leg here, and then stand back up. We're gonna use your arms for balance and create more of like a super plane or an airplane motion, so arms out to the side. So let's hinge over and then come straight back up, balancing on that leg. Hinge over, opening your arms out to the side, straight line from head to heel. Come back up, hinge over, straight line from head to heel. Back up, we're gonna go one more. And it really does help if your standing knee is slightly bent. Let's switch sides. I'm gonna face you this time. Standing knee is slightly bent, but the action is happening at the hip socket, okay? So we're gonna hinge forward, right back up straight. Hinge forward, make sure that this hip is not rotated up. Keep yourself level. Hinge forward, back up. Come forward, you might feel a little bit of stretch through your hamstring down the back side. Let's go one more. And right back up. So we're actually gonna go through all of those warm-up drills again. So if you're hopping on a little bit late, no worries, because we're gonna go through those one more set through. This time, as you go through them, I want you to move into each position a little deeper because it's familiar, okay? I want you to push into those stretches more. I want you to pull your technique together a little bit more. So each time, we're going to get a little bit more out of each rep. So let's start with our diagonal arm swings. So thumbs up, pull apart, back together. Remember, we're trying to get your shoulder blades to really slide and round. A lot of action through your chest. Let's switch directions. One arm is high, the other arm low. Thumbs pull apart, thumbs spin back together. Apart, together, and last one. There. Okay, hands on your hips, or if you want more of a challenge, you can do cactus arms. If you're gonna do your hip circles with cactus arms, pull your elbows back so that you have good posture. Don't be droopy about it, okay? So cactus arms, pick one arm up, or one knee up, open out to the side, circle it around. Do that again. Out to the side, circle around. One more just like that. Out to the side, circle around, come from behind. You'll notice a lot of our drills involve posture work, right? Opening up the chest and working on the strength of your shoulders. Shake it out for just a second. Find those cactus arms again. Knee comes up, open it out, swing it around. Knee comes up, circle it out, pick the heel up high. One more just like that, but try to not tip, and circle it around. Let's switch directions. Come from behind and around. Last one. Good. Take your arms down. Find your bent over position. Sink deep. Hips go back. Sink low enough where your fingertips can touch the floor. Your knees should be back. I don't want you sinking deep with your knees forward like this. Knees should be back. Okay, reach one arm up high. Bring it down. Other arm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Good. Stand on up. Let's do your Y squats. Thumbs press back. Behind you, sink deep into your squat and back up. Go again, making sure your squat is perfectly symmetrical. 2. We're going to 6, 3, 4, 5. Elbows straight. 6. Let's balance on one foot. We're going to do our single leg deadlift. It's our airplane motion. 1. Hinge at the hip. 2. Keep your posture lifted. 3. Knees should be slightly bent. 4. 5. These are going to show up again in the workout portion, okay? That's why we're doing these as part of the warm-up, so that we can get those muscles in your balance turned on. Let's do the other leg. Hinge over, heel presses back. 1, 2, 3, knee is slightly bent. 4, rigid body from head to heel. 5, one more. There's 6. Good job, you guys. Okay, grab a quick sip of water. Like I said in the beginning, we're gonna need just one dumbbell. So not a lot of equipment needed, which is really great. This would be a great workout if you ever get to leave your house and go on vacation and all you can fit in your car is maybe just one dumbbell. This would be a great one to revisit at some point, okay? So we'll get to the dumbbell, but first, let's start on the floor on your back, okay? So climb all the way down on your back. We're gonna work on something called a pelvic tilt, okay? So many of you know this already, you know what to do, but it's always good to revisit this and learn how to activate those deep core muscles really well. And learning how to do a pelvic tilt significantly helps you be able to do that, okay? So from this position, we're gonna go the opposite direction and extremely exaggerate a pelvic arch, okay? So we're gonna send your tailbone down to the floor so hard that you have this really big arch underneath your low back. It should feel like you have a big gap below your low back. Now I want you to go the opposite direction and roll your tailbone under, tuck it down so that your back presses down flat onto the floor. And press it down as hard as you can, and you're gonna feel your core muscles engaging a little bit more. Let's release that, arch your low back again, feet stay flat on the floor, your bum stays down on the floor. Now let's tuck your tail and press your low back hard down into the floor. Do that again, we're gonna release, arching your back. Now tuck your tailbone, press your back down, now exhale. Exhale hard. Now release, your back comes up, your tailbone arches. Let's do it again, tuck your tailbone, press your back down and exhale. Now keep yourself there. So we're gonna keep that pelvic tilt so that you feel that connection between your back and the floor. Now, without losing that, you should still feel your core muscles engaging to keep yourself pressed down. We're going to pick your legs up so that your knees are directly above your hips, flex your feet. Now keep your back connected to the floor. We're going to extend one leg out straight towards the wall across the room without your back arching, okay? Keep your back connected to the floor. Bring your knee back up. Do the other leg. Press your heel forward. Bring it back up, keeping your tailbone tucked, your low back down towards the floor. Let's extend the other leg out. Now exhale. Bring that leg in, extend the other leg out. Exhale hard through your mouth. Bring that leg in, other leg out. Exhale hard, push. Bring that leg in. We're gonna go one more each side. Extend that leg, exhale. Leg comes in, one more. Bring that knee in, go ahead and release the pelvic tilt. You can plant your feet flat. Now you should really feel those abs firing up quite a bit. Every time we do that, you're gonna get better at that motion, okay? From now, feet are planted flat. We're gonna push your hips up in a good bridge and then bring your hips back down. This time as you push, I want you to think about squeezing your glutes and then set the hips back down. Push up again. There's 3. We're going to go again. 4. Practice rising perfectly symmetrically. 5. You don't want to be pressing further into one foot than the other. There's 6. We're going to go to 10. 7. Really squeeze your glutes at the top. 8. But we don't want to overarch at the top. There's 9. 1 more. Really push. There's 10. Good job. Okay, we're going to roll up onto your hands and knees. So we're in a really nice flat tabletop position. I want you to try to engage those same muscles you felt when we were doing that pelvic tilting. It's those deep kind of like inside core muscles right behind your like six-pack area. So you're on your hands and knees, tucking your toes, engaging those muscles so it almost feels like you're pulling your belly button towards your spine. And then I want you to just pop your knees up off the floor, and now you're going to feel them even more. Nothing else changed, nothing else really moved. And I want you to engage them even harder as we try to take one hand off the floor and pledge allegiance with that hand. Tap the opposite shoulder. Set that hand back down. If you need to spread your knees out a little bit, you can. No matter what though, we want to keep your core pulled up towards your spine. Don't let your back sag. Okay, let's tap the shoulder with the other hand. Set that hand down. Tap again. Set that hand down. Other hand. Your goal here is to barely shift your weight. Hold as steady as possible without a lot of weight shift. Keep your knees close to the floor. One more each side. Last one here. And set the knees down. Great job. Grab your dumbbell. Let's stand up. So we're going to pull this dumbbell up to your chest and hold it like a goblet position. So hold it under one end, one cap, and we're going to tuck it in right at your chest, okay? Plant your feet a little wider than hip width apart. They need to be parallel. Don't have your toes angled out or angled in. Make sure they are aiming the same direction. We're going to sit down and back into your squat. See if you can get your elbows to touch your knees and then push the floor away from you to rise back up. Let's go 8 of these. 1, 2. Think about pushing the floor away. 4, almost like the floor is the part that's moving, not your body. 6, 7, there's 8. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to take this dumbbell and I want you to set it up on one shoulder. You can actually rest it back there, so one cap of the dumbbell is touching one shoulder. If it's on this side, I want you to position the opposite foot forward. We're going to find almost like a lunge position, or what I call a split squat stance. Okay, so one foot forward, one foot back. You're up on the ball of your foot on that back leg. Let's make sure that your tail is tucked under just a touch. Sit up really straight. We're going to see if we can sink down into that split squat. Push through that front leg to rise back up. Tail stays tucked. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On number 8 here, we're actually going to set it all the way down and set that knee down on the floor. Now from this position, keeping your tailbone tucked under, let's see if we can push this arm up to the sky. This is where all those core muscles are really going to come into play. We got to give this shoulder press a good base of support. Dumbbell comes down to your shoulder, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good job. Let the dumbbell hang now. So now it's out in front of you or down below you. We're going to push through this front leg to rise back up, and you can actually project your torso forward a little bit as you rise up. And use your back toes to help you rise up. But we're going to just straighten that back leg out so your torso is hinged over this front thigh a little bit. Keep your core pulled in strong. Lean over quite a ways. You can put your hand on your thigh if you want. We're going to row 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This front leg is not done working though. I want you to reach forward, balancing on this front leg. We're going to turn it into that deadlift that I promised we were going to do when we were doing the warm-up. So we're hinging over, lowering the dumbbell towards the floor, but not letting it pull it over. Let's go 8 of these. 1, 2, just come to horizontal, don't come any lower. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's okay if you don't come all the way to horizontal. 7 and 8. If you just come to a diagonal, I'm so happy with that. If you can maintain good control through that smaller range of motion, that's fine. Okay, switch hands. Now it's on this shoulder, opposite foot forward, other foot back. I'm going to show you from the front this time as we do the other side, okay? Knee needs to project straight over your toes. We're going to sink all the way down, push through this front leg. Don't forget, keep your tailbone tucked. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to set this last one down all the way. Shoulder press with this side, making sure that you don't tip it around. 1, 2, keep your core in tight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's let this dumbbell hang. We're going to push through this front leg. Rise up. Your torso is over your thigh. You can plant your hand on your thigh if you need to. Keep your back straight though, even though you're hinged forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to balance on this front leg and do our single leg deadlifts. It's offloaded, so the weight's on the opposite side of the working leg. Hinge over. 1. Standing knee is bent. 2. Pull it back up. 3. Just bring it to about shin level or knee level. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Great job. Okay, set the dumbbell down. Quick sip of water. We're going to go run back through all that over again. You're probably like, where did we even start? I'll tell you where we started. We started all the way back at the pelvic tilts. So this time we're going to do less practicing and more just going through the motion, okay? So we're going to crank out this next circuit pretty quickly. Now, as a refresher, that pelvic tilt, sometimes it's helpful to see it standing up. So basically, when we're on the floor, you're trying to make your back super arched, and then we're going to go the complete opposite by tucking your tail down, and it makes your back flat along the floor, and that's the position that really engages your deep core muscles. That's what we're trying to hold as we lower the legs, okay? So climb all the way down on the floor. We're going to find that pelvic tilt first. So to find it best, arch your back a lot. So send your tailbone pointing down straight at the floor. Now go the opposite direction. Tuck your tailbone in. We're under, so now your back is flat. Keep it pressed down. Lift your knees up. And we're going to go 8 per side. Exhaling when you have your leg fully extended, okay? So press your foot away from you. Bring it in. There's 1. 1. Keeping your back pressed against the floor. 2. 2. 3. 3. Keep your shoulders relaxed. 4. 4. 5. Exhaling hard through your mouth. 5. 6. 6. Totally normal to start to feel a little shakiness. 7. 7. 1 more each side. 8. And 8. Good. Plant your feet now. We're going to go directly to your bridges. Lift your hips up. Squeeze the glutes. 1. 2. 3. This is working the back side, backs of your legs. 5. 6. 7. We're going to go all the way to 10. 8. 9. And 10. Good job. Roll over. Come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers out so you have a broad base of support underneath your shoulders. Spread your feet open a little bit. Pull your belly towards your spine. Pop your knees up off the floor. Keeping yourself steady, we're going to tap one shoulder. Now the other. 1. 2. 3. And 4. That's it. Okay? Set your knees down. Go ahead and climb up. We're going to grab your dumbbell. Hold it at your chest. We're getting the legs and the upper body warmed up. We know a lot of work is coming, but let's just start with your goblet squat here, okay? So we're gonna sink down and back, keeping your knees open. Chest is upright. Push the floor away from you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8. Okay, put it up on one shoulder. Extend the other foot forward. Same foot back. Up on the ball of your foot. Tuck your tail down. Sit up straight. Sink down. 1, 2. Pushing through your front foot. 3, 4. Core is engaged. 5. Torso should be steady. 6, 7. Let's set this last one all the way down. Let's go directly to our shoulder presses. 1, 2. Keep your core tight. That's going to prevent you from tipping around. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop this dumbbell down by your sides. Shoot yourself up and over your front thigh. Back leg should be nice and straight. You're creating a perfectly straight line from head to that back heel. Let's row. 1, 2, 3. Chest is open. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stand up through that forward leg. Let's go right to our single leg deadlift. 1, 2. Standing knees bent. 3, 4, 5, 6. It does help to find a focal point. 7 and 8. By the way, you guys, if those deadlifts are really, really tough, you can use a foam roller to help stabilize you. So as you're going through the motion, use a foam roller as kind of like a pivot stabilizer. Okay, let's do the other side. Put it up on one shoulder, other foot forward. This time, make sure your hips are not out of alignment, okay? Keep your body perfectly straight. Weight through that front heel. Sink down, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, don't tip. 5, 6, 7, set it down. Good job. Push it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was tippy. 8. Okay, bring it all the way down. We're going to shoot up over that front leg, hinge forward, straight line from head to that back heel. Let's row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. Stand up through this leg. This leg's getting a lot of work. Here we go. Hinging over. Pull up straight. 1, 2. Use a wall or that foam roller. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. There we go. There's 8. Okay, set your weight aside. Great job, you guys. Grab a quick sip of water. We're going to finish with some good stretching. To be really thorough, making sure we're getting everything today. So sit all the way down. Extend your legs out in front of you. I find it helps to kind of pull my bum out behind me so nothing feels like tucked under. Sit up as straight as you can. Roll your shoulders open so it feels like you're lifting your torso, lifting your sternum. Couple deep breaths in this staff position. Trying to maintain that posture right there. Don't lose it as you take your fingertips up off the floor and touch your knees. Keeping that upright, perfect position through your posture. Takes a lot of core strength to hold you there. Keep your toes pulled in. And now we're going to keep it again as we lean forward just a little bit. Maybe at the top of your shins. You're grabbing around the top of your shins. See if you can go another inch further forward, but still keeping that good posture. Sternum is lifted, chin is forward. Ask for one more inch. And then now if you want, you can round into it and fold all the way forward into your nice deep stretch. You can be grabbing your shins, your ankles, your toes, or all the way around your feet if you can. Big deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and rise up. We're going to bend this one knee, hug it in close to your chest, trying to set this heel close into your bum. Hug yourself up straight. And then with the opposite hand, we're going to grab around that knee, hand props behind you, and sit up really straight, and then just slowly and gently twist behind you. This twist is actually coming from your upper back, not your low back, okay? You really should not spend very much time trying to twist your low spine. It's not healthy for it, but the upper spine is actually designed to be pretty mobile, so it's okay if we rotate and try to mobilize the upper thoracic spine. Let's go ahead and let this knee fall out to the side. And see if you can get that knee to press straight down on the floor. And you can even use your hand to push it down into the floor. And then from this position, let's see if we can fold over that gap, that V that you just created, sitting up straight and then fold. Sit up straight and fold. Sit up straight and fold. Good job. Okay, so let's extend that leg back out straight. Shake it out. Hug the other knee in tight to your chest. Squeeze it in close to your bum. Hug that to lift you up. Reach around with the opposite arm. And then fingertips go behind you to support you upright. And spin around behind. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then go ahead and come back, face forward. Let the knee flop open wide. Use this hand to prop yourself up and open. And we can use the same hand to kind of push your knee down towards the floor to get that knee to lay open. And then from here, we're going to just lean forward into that gap towards the V that you created with your legs. You're going to feel a nice stretch kind of along the outer edge of this straight leg, a little bit in the hip of the bent leg. Let's go ahead and ease all the way back up. We're going to finish with one more. I can't leave you without getting your hip flexors. If I could have you do something every single day, at least just one thing every day, it would be a hip flexor stretch. It's that important. So we're kneeling. We're going to tuck your tailbone under. You guys are pros at that now, getting your tailbone to tuck. And we're going to press into it a little bit, feeling the deep stretch up the front of your hip socket. And then same arm is going to rise up to the sky, lengthening, but don't lose that pelvic tilt. This glute might be really tight, engaging really firmly to pull you into that high quality hip flexor stretch. Let's ease off out of it, switch legs. Tuck your tail, press the hips forward, reach the same arm up to the sky. Big inhale, big exhale. Another deep breath and press into it a little deeper. Don't just lunge deep into it. You've got to make sure that your tailbone is tucked. Once you find that tail tuck, you're going to get a much more focused and accurate stretch. time foam rolling. Feel free, if you have some more stretches that you really enjoy that are favorites for you, please do more of those. But I would definitely encourage you to come revisit this workout anytime you need something quick that only requires one dumbbell. It's kind of nice to have something in your back pocket for when you just don't have access to a lot of equipment. Okay? Well, thanks for joining me today. I had a ton of fun and I hope you did too, and we'll see you next time. See you guys.